You ready?
Yeah.
My name is Omri, but my name is not important. You came to hear about Jeff Deville. Who is Jeff Deville? Jeff Deville is an online personality whose actions are determined by his subscribers. He is a crowdsourced individual. Jeff has infinite potential for action or growth. He can have opinions, tastes, likes, and dislikes. Jeff can also act in the real world. He can post a status on Facebook, write a book, or potentially invest in startups, endorse commercial brands, and incite revolutions. His potential for growth is limitless and will be decided by his users through crowdsourcing. But what is Jeff Deville? Jeff Deville is a social phenomenon. We all want to be part of a revolution, but we all want to be the talk of the town, and so we log on and are immediately allowed to actively affect what Jeff does. First, we would get updated on everything Jeff has done since we last logged on. Yeah. Later, we would vote on what he should do next, what he likes or who he likes. Maybe we should join the discussion group and try and sell an idea or actively work on one of the existing projects, which is like Startup Weekend. So we're going to try a little first demo. The idea was to try and have a live interview with Jeff Deville. Due to constrictions of internet and time, I'll show you how it would have worked, and we'll do a little demo. You would log on live. You'd have a yes, a no button, and a timer. I would ask questions, which I'm going to do. You have 5 seconds to answer. Then we tally the results, and whoever wins is Jeff's answer. We cheated a little bit because we don't have the time, so we tallied your results. We asked the questions to most of you earlier, and tallied the results. Let's see what it would have looked like. You ready? Okay. Jeff, are you feeling good today?
Yes.
Are you enjoying Startup Weekend?
Yes.
Have you gotten much sleep lately?
No.
Almost everyone answered these answers. So Jeff Deville is basically a social network. Well, yes, but with a twist. It's essentially the opposite of most social networks. If Twitter is a tool which allows people to express their individuality, Jeff Deville funnels them toward a common purpose. He allows us to work as a team and have a common voice. His success is our success. When he gets something done, we all get something done. The user will, hopefully, feel a sense of belonging, a sense of being part of something larger than himself. This sense may be heightened as Jeff goes on to accomplish great things. It is the coolest game in the world, a game where what you do ends up on the news or in the papers. Where's the cash? For all the work the users do, Jeff Deville gets the credit. Jeff could endorse a product representing a mass of people. He could be the new face of Coca-Cola. That's something we doodled in 4 minutes. Jeff could create a physical product. The Wiki method proved it's possible. He could drive a charitable donation and many, many more things. The choice to do so and Jeff's actual preferences, he may prefer Pepsi, are up to the users. As many of the stages of decision-making as possible should be left up to the users. If they vote against an idea, the people have spoken. Our second little demo is for the site, which we're going to put up live if it actually works. The idea was to give Jeff a Facebook status that he can update as an individual based on the many. So over the last 12 hours, we've been badgering people to join Jeff Deville and to vote. The options were an aggregation of their own Facebook wall, in this case. They voted, and this is live. You can go on, you can do it right now, vote, and the top ones were updated to Jeff's page. We can't show that, but it happened. So who is Jeff Deville? If you figured it out already, your head is likely racing with ideas right now. The developers are probably saying, I can develop an application for that. It would be called Radio Deville and have a playlist which is crowdsourced. If you're politically motivated, you might be thinking, if I could convince Jeff of my way of thinking, I could really get my ideas out there. If you're marketing people, you could be scheming, maybe I can get Jeff to an interview with Oprah. The answer is everything is possible. And the only way to find out is to finish creating him and give him to the world. Thank you.
Anybody around read the Foundation series by Isaac Asimov?
So, interesting idea. I'll be totally frank with you, or I'll be totally Jeff with you. I'm not sure I get it in a sense. I'm not sure I'd be a user because I don't see where, as the user, the benefit is. There's no sort of end goal. I'm building up something that other people are going to take credit for, and by other people taking credit, I mean the company that runs it, i.e. you guys, is going to make money on it, but I'm not really going to see anything out of it. I don't really understand how it grows. Obviously, you're reliant on virality, but I don't necessarily understand where the virality comes from. But then again, I didn't see the virality in Foursquare and proved I'm an idiot. So those are my comments.
I would say I have similar comments about not quite understanding it, but at the same time, I also echo Josh's comment that I don't think that necessarily means anything. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I'd kind of like to see more of it, see it fleshed out a little bit more. One of the things I worry about is that if you're not careful, it just becomes sort of generic meme of the day, and then it's just the meme of the day website, which I feel like there are other folks that do that very, very well and have called that their business. I like the concept that you're not going that direction. I'm just curious how you're going to keep it from turning into that. You know what I mean? So good luck. I think it's an interesting idea, if not one I totally understand. Thank you.
It was a great presentation, but I'm the only one who didn't get the reason and idea behind it, so I would love to understand a bit more.
More than what we did right now. I'm asked not to. That would be great.
Because I think you really have something there if you pull it off nicely, and I think it goes to social gaming. It goes to Tamagotchi, fantasy football, and many other things people would like to cooperate and win something. And I think maybe one thing I would disagree or I didn't get is that I don't think there should be one Jeff Deville. I think that 5 people should gather around and create their own person and then run him for mayor. He will win.
We were playing with an idea of creating a Jane Deville. A Jane Deville, which would have a market of more women, and a Jeff with more men, and have 2 different types of personalities.
Anyone should create whoever they want, and may succeed, and may create something that can endorse brand, that get followers, and the satisfaction comes from this matrix of social media, like the number of friends, the number of followers, etc. And if 1,000 people can create someone that doesn't exist, but 100,000 people follow on Twitter, there you have satisfaction in ways that are, you can create in other ways, I think. So, I mean, kudos. I love the concept, and I'm not that bored to be a user, but I recognize that most of the world's population are that bored to become a user. I love it.
Thank you. By the way, the name Deville, in my mind, came from of Ville, as in that there would be more of them. More like Leonardo da Vinci. But of Vinci, but it's, yes.
So it's not like Farmville? No.
It is like Farmville. Oh. The word is the same word.
I thought it was a great presentation, and it was kind of keeping me like, who is he? Who is he? Like 3 days from now.
It's you.
Yeah, it's me. Scary. Thanks a lot. It was a great presentation again. Maybe you should just focus on Roi's advice and just create many of them.
This takes a lot of time to explain, and there are many things, really, really cool things. This can be the biggest game ever. This is the opposite of Facebook, which makes us all separate. This is all of us together doing things that can actually end up in the real world. This is something that after you raise up like a subconscious thing, enough people vote on it, and it goes into the conscious part. And if people vote on it, you can actually do it. And this is like flash mobs, the interviews, things going to protests, big things. Like it's, 5 million people deciding something, and they do it.
If it were presentation weekend and not startup weekend, you'd win. I mean, it seems like you worked 3 whole days on your presentation, and I haven't seen any actual application or code or something that does.
The site is up and it's running and it's happening.
And there's already a platform to use.
Yes, you can vote, and he will update his website, his Facebook status.
It's easier.
All right, Jeff Deville, and Jeff Deville, and Jeff Deville, and Jeff Deville.